Hi, I'm David Chase.
And hi, I'm Lee Sung Jin, and this is the A24 podcast. We talked about this with Steve and Yun last season. It's just why we put in the show that we think Koreans and Italians are alike, because we're both peninsulas.
Oh, yeah, huh?
And so,
And there's a north and a south.
should we save some of this for the pod?
Well, you were talking about the Egyptian.
Mm-hmm.
Um, the famous scene where Olivia's head doesn't work,
Mm-hmm.
the vis effects. People mocked that and complained about it since forever. And then
Weird. I don't remember
when we
that.
said we were fixing it, how dare they do that?
Yeah.
How dare they monkey with something that blah blah
can't
blah?
win.
It's
You
like-
can't win. It's the same people too, usually.
I know.
You know? But I don't know why that I feel like it does. I do seek it out. It is a chip on my shoulder. It never like changes what I do, but it just
Uh-oh.
makes me, I don't know, want to show them, you know? The hardest thing for me was between seasons, everyone was like, "Oh, he's abandoning Asians. He's abandoning Asians." But I already knew that I had in my back pocket, I had cast two of the greatest Asian actors of all time, the dad from Parasite and the grandmother from Minari. And I knew that there was going to be more Asian cast this season than even the first.
Mm.
But then I just have to bite my tongue, you know?
So as to not give it away, you mean?
To not give it away. And then also, you know, I keep people around me keep telling me to, you know, not engage.
Don't answer them. I know, and it's very hard.
Well, over the years, I feel like, especially during the Sopranos runs, I noticed like in interviews, you can't help but fire back a little bit, you know?
Yeah.
But
It's not good. You know, I mean, and they hate me. They hate me. And
I don't know that anybody hates you. But.
They do. They just hate me. And I'm a prick. I'm self-important. I'm blah 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 blah. And you feel like saying, well, you guys antagonize me. But see, the response to that would be, don't read it.
Why do you think it is that we seek it out? I read something that they did this study with kids, or with adults rather. They discovered that everyone's self-talk is actually exactly how their mother or father talked between like the ages of like 4 through 7 or something like that.
You mean your inner dialogue?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, wow, that makes a lot of sense. And I wonder if that is why we seek it out, where we're like...
So that it has nothing to do with your conscious mind.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're just literally...
It's how you learn.
Yeah. It's not actually you. Yeah.
Right. Right.
I feel like the Columbus Day episode, too, is something that's so funny to me because I feel like back then there was such a uproar, right? But now I feel like it's more timely now, maybe more than back then.
Well, strange you should say that because I want to watch it again.
Yeah.
Because I don't remember the ending. And boy, did they hate it. And I really felt like I was getting my guns off, you know. And I also thought, I don't remember the message of it, but it was like, Tony delivers this sermon that you're not part of anything. Or I think that's what it was.
Yes, yeah. That could be a fun screening at
You know what? That's a good idea.
Yeah. When you say that you wrote that with her, I'm curious, like your writing process with other writers, because like you're so specific and...
Well, actually, now that I think, it's a long time ago. It's hard for me to remember some of this.
Mm-hmm.
I think she got story credit.
Oh, I see. Okay.
I believe. She didn't really write anything.
Yeah.
But we discussed things and she got story credit.
So then usually there's someone like her, she gets a story by, there's some parts of the idea that she came up with too.
Yeah.
But then you go off and like, is most of your writing done solo? Like you have to go off into like a room and you just drown out everybody and then you come back with it?
Well, I had a friend like when my daughter was a little kid, and we made friends with another couple who had an only child.
Mm-hmm.
And she was a psychologist at UCLA, and she used this phrase, field dependent. And I realized that being a TV writer, it was kind of my job not to be field dependent, that I not have to go into a little room by myself.
Hmm.
That the pages have to be done by tomorrow morning at 6 a.m. And so if you're going to do it during an earthquake, that's what you have to do. So I've always taken pride in that I could write anywhere.
Oh, wow.
I'm not sure it's true.
Yeah.
But
do you like writing?
I don't know. Less and less, I think. Less and less because I'm getting older. I'm not as good at it.
Oh, I don't know.
No, I'm serious. Serious. I'm not being humble. My brain doesn't function the same way. It doesn't function as fast. I don't find words. And what I really don't find as much is the muse feeling. Like you get finished with the page and you realize, holy shit, where did that come from? Wow, yeah. That's really good. But I didn't do that. That's a higher power.
Do you find though, I feel like, I mean, I know for me, like as I get older, the writings change, like the way to write too. And like almost like you feel like you have more to say, I assume, because you've lived more.
I think it's harder to get it out. I may have more to say, and the subject matter is different.
Yeah.
And, there's a whole thing about aging, especially the age of 80, that everything changes, especially in Asian thought.
Oh, yeah?
Oh, yeah. It's not about the approach of death. It's a chapter that's built in. That's supposed to happen. It is about approaching death, but you've been in training for this period, and you have to have this period.
I think the Dalai Lama once said, like, his whole life is preparing for the death moment so that he can be able to enter it as unattached and, free as possible. But that if he were to die suddenly in a plane crash or a car crash, that he's kind of screwed.
Wow.
Because it's just, you're not ready. I have this theory that, your brain keeps going for 10 minutes after your heart stops when you die. And
does it?
Yeah. And some people say that there's anecdotal evidence that when you die, that your brain floods you with DMT, which is inherent in a lot of plants and animals. And so if that's true, then we can kind of surmise that the death experience is kind of like the craziest, most hallucinogenic trip you'll ever go on. And so I almost think that death is just like our perception of those 10 minutes, which seems like eternity. Like if you do too many shrooms, then like it feels like an eternity. So imagine like the most amount of shrooms your brain's just like pumping into you. You think it lasts forever, but probably to us it's just 10 minutes. And whatever you're going through, you're going to wrestle with for that 10-minute eternity. And so
that's a whole other life. And that 10 minutes is a whole other life.
I think so. I think it's just,
This is so interesting to me, especially since I'm getting there.
And I find that like, if you like when you have a bad trip on shrooms or a psychedelic, then if you feel guilty about something, or if you hold a grudge with someone, that consumes that trip. You're just like almost trapped in a hell of your own making because you have all this baggage. And I find that if it is true that our brains keep going for those 10 minutes, and we're probably going to be wrestling with all these things that we haven't processed
in those 10 minutes.
I think so.
Is that's not the same thing as the Bardo?
As the which one?
The Bardo.
What's the Bardo?
The Bardo is a stage between incarnations where you're waiting around until it's decided, are you going to come back as a cockroach, or are you going to come back as another? Let's try Sonny again. Let's see how that works out.
God.
So Bardo is like this waiting room.
Oh, that's interesting.
To be reincarnated.
I wonder if that is. I mean, I would like to think it is part of that, like 10-minute eternity. And I think that's also why so many people have gravitated towards Christianity, because to me that's actually like the best marketing gimmick of like, what better gimmick than when you enter that space and you're like, oh my God, I'm not prepared to wrestle with all my demons. That if you're like, oh, if you genuinely believe that someone else took all these all its emotional baggage and sins and whatever and took it for you, if you just believe it in that moment as you're freaking out during that 10-minute eternity, like then you're good. So like if I'm like having that crazy trip as I die and I'm like don't know how to wrestle with all my demons, if I can convince myself to actually believe that some guy just is going to take it all away. But then I think Buddhism is like, no, you're if you can't just hand it off to another guy, you spend many life cycles
getting it right,
training
trying to get it right.
to be really free of any
and you can be
attachment.
demoted. You can come back as a cockroach.
Oh, for sure.
Or a dog.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I have multiple times.
You can be busted. I mean, I've tried to write Micheal Imperioli and I wrote a screenplay about two guys who die at the same instant. And they meet in Rome, but it's not Rome. It's the Bardo.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, it became too big. It was kind of a comedy, really.
I'm sure. That
one was an ex-cop. It was going to be Steve Sharippa, an ex-cop, and the other was going to be a Dylanologist. A guy who writes about Bob Dylan and written some books about him. And they get stuck together in this story in Rome in the afterlife.
That sounds amazing.
It sounds expensive.
Did you introduce Micheal to Buddhism or vice versa?
No, Michael's a serious Buddhist.
But not during Sopranos.
No.
Yeah, but you were already, at least from what I could tell, grappling with Buddhist principles during Sopranos.
Well, that's a good question. I mean, it's really peculiar because, what I knew about Buddhism is like what most people know, and especially if you grew up in the 60s,
Yeah.
And so when I got the idea of doing this gangster story, a mafia story, I thought, maybe he's a Buddhist. Now, why would I say that? I really don't know what that means. And I said, no, that doesn't make any sense. And so I forgot about it.
Yeah.
But I'll be damned if that show didn't go that way.
Yeah.
10 years later,
yeah.
In some way. It wasn't intentional. It wasn't an attempt to make Tony a Buddhist.
Yeah.
Thoughts about the afterlife and Buddhism crept in there. And I don't know why.
Yeah, I mean, I think a lot of my stuff ends up that way too, like the finale of season 1 and then this season's finale, which you haven't seen yet. But I think anytime like you're grappling with time or meaning, kind of all goes to the same questions over again.
Now, you were raised Christian, right?
I was very involved. Like the Korean church is sort of the hub of the Korean community, even if you're not Christian. Like you just go there to hang out with other Koreans. Yeah. For some reason, like Koreans, that's became our sort of place to commune. And I was like deeply involved with like, I used to be up there, praise band, like playing the songs and stuff. And I think I told you about one church I went to in Texas where it was like a summer camp and they were like really out there and would do the laying of the hands and the speaking of the tongues. And I'm like watching my friends like literally like collapse and faint and start like speaking in tongues. And then they come to me and they do this. And I like faked it. I just started babbling because you feel this pressure too, and then you sort of gaslight yourself into thinking like, well, maybe that was real. Maybe that was the Holy Spirit speaking through me.
Maybe that's all it is. I mean, did you ever talk to your friends? Did you fake it?
Yeah.
What did they say?
Well, some of them genuinely believed that they were overtaken by something else. And then some people were like, no, yeah, I faked it. But
but only, there's only one entity that knows whether it was fake or not, right?
Well, yes. And that's still you, I guess.
Yeah. I find all this really fascinating.
I think that's why Sopranos to me remains like just the thing that I keep coming back to, because aside from like the incredible writing and acting and just the themes and the propulsion, everything, like underneath it, there is an actual like deeper layer of spirituality that just kind of like it's just like simmering underneath, and obviously towards the back half, especially the later
I agree
seasons.
with you, and I don't know where I'm saying I don't know where it came from.
Well, I think it came from clearly you
I know, but
thinking about those things.
okay, but I do believe in the muse, so
Mm,
it came from outside me. See, I believe, I sort of sometimes believe that we're just agents. You know, we're just we have the hands and the laptop,
that's true.
but something else is happening.
Do you find that you can kind of tell when you are channeling something? Like you feel it after you've written it?
Yeah, that's what I mean. I feel that less. I feel that less now than I used to.
When do you think that started to subside? Because I feel like,
Maybe when The Sopranos was over.
really,
Maybe. No. Maybe the last couple of years.
do you feel like that's something on your end or the universe's end?
I don't know.
Hmm.
I mean, I can say very obviously, very easily, well, it's age. You know, your brain isn't the same. It's not as fast. It's not as. But I don't know the answer. Obviously, I knew the answer. I'd feel a lot more comforted. Or
Yeah.
what about you?
No, I definitely agree about the channeling thing. You know, just something like, well, when it hits, you just feel it.
Yeah,
And
it's an amazing feat. Then it's the best job in the world, right?
really,
It really is.
yes.
And even to me, even looking, if you look back on it, or not back on it, but if you think about writing, okay, and you have this job and you're quote unquote running a show and it's all that responsibility and all the stupid questions and all the good questions. And, but you're creating a universe,
Yes.
not a world, not a town, a universe.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, I don't mean there's feelings of power.
No.
I'm not talking about that. Like I created the universe. You have your own universe to go to.
Yeah.
And I don't know about you, but while I was doing that show, I found it hard to go to the movies.
Oh, I can't watch anything while I do it.
I would go to the movies and I go, I don't get this. This isn't right.
It feels like a foreign language a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's someone else's universe.
Yeah.
Not yours.
Yeah.
And you think about you're in your universe all the time, even when you're not working.
Yeah.
It's in your head. And so when you see something else, it's like, this is the mark.
Yeah. No, you're like,
So you feel that too.
I definitely, when I am in it and I turn on something else, it feels like very foreign, like almost the way people speak feels like I'm in a different reality, you know? And I'm just so used to the way that everything's speaking in my head and in my world, you know? But I think that, I think that's what's tough about when you're so locked into your show, that it does become all consuming. And there's so much about this job that I truly hate.
Yeah, but that other aspect of it is what keeps you going.
That's the only thing.
That's what keeps you going.
Yeah.
And you say, you know what? I'm gonna try something. I'm gonna try. Because you're curious in a way.
Yeah. So then once it hits, it is, it's like, it's like golfers, like, so much of golf just sucks and it's like the worst, but then you hit that one shot that feels clean.
Yeah, I mean, I've always wondered about golf. Like, what? What's it called? A good walk ruined or something like that?
Yeah, exactly. Which is like the funniest way to describe golf.
Yeah. I mean, and what we're saying, I'm sure sounds arrogant. Oh, you created a universe and blah, 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 blah. And that's the only place you're comfortable. It's not arrogance. It's just, you can call it a reflection if you want.
Well, I think you and I, we relate to each other because I think what we're feeling is so similar. It's really not a ego thing. It's not a self thing. It's actually, that channeling only happens if you dissolve your ego and you kind of get out of the way. And so it's not about me. It's about whatever this is.
I know.
Which is,
and I think all those people on Reddit who are bitching about you just don't understand that.
But then the people on Reddit are also this.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Yeah. I find that that's the only way I can like calm down from the Reddit comments is like I have to remember that it's a mirror. It's just
Yeah. Okay. I just wish, well, I could say, what do I care? What do you care what they say? Or what do you care what they think? But I wish they understood that what we're talking about. This is not arrogance.
Yeah.
It's the opposite.
It's like truly the most humbling thing.
Yeah.
Yes. Do you still read Reddit comments?
No. No, I don't.
Not today.
I don't. Let's cut that.
I find that so
See, because that's all they want to hear.
that is
Oh,
what
we got him.
yeah, we got them. But that is very comforting and relatable for me to hear that you read them too.
Well, I go looking for it. I go looking for the trouble.
Oh, I literally, I don't have my phone on me. If you go to my Reddit now, the only saved search is my name in quotes.
Really?
Yeah, like I made it like saved so I don't even have to type it now. I can just click on it because it's like the only thing that I look for is I have my name in quotes and beef Netflix as my two like saved Reddit searches.
Really?
So it's like I'm like a Pavlov's dog. I just like go and I click it and then I feel bad and then I love it and I go do it again.
I know. It's so crazy.
I think that is the hardest part about this job is that there's so many naysayers constantly throughout the process, right? Like, you know, there's this one particular writer in the room who, incredible writer, but just pretty consistently was always opposite of what I wanted. You know, even like casting wise, oh, that'd be a horrible choice. No. Or like, oh, that will never work. Or like, I would do
Well,
the
that's
opposite.
true. There are people like that. Yeah.
And it's just like, so it's just constant. Like, I already have a very self-critical inner dialogue, but then it's just like constant that even around me. So then it becomes so hard to quiet everything and listen to.
But you keep them.
Some of them, you know. Some of them, sometimes I like having like some. I mean, if it's overly negative, I don't bring them back. But you know, one of my closest collaborators is Jake Schreier, who directed half of season 1. He did 2 episodes this season. You know, we do Marvel stuff together. He and I just bicker just constantly.
You do.
People walk out of the room because they get uncomfortable because of how much he and I are debating.
Really?
And I'll just straight up, you know, I'll tell him he's wrong for this, and this reason. I'll bring up other things he was wrong about, and then he'll find ways to throw things in my face.
He's your partner.
What I like about it, I think we have a healthy amount of that because it's never personal. It's just purely about the craft, or we don't ever dig at each other. It's always just like, why would you do that? You know, like why would you have the camera there? Like, you're going to have to do this, and this, like you should have blocked it this way. And then we could have like saved ourselves a setup. Like, you know, and you're like, not so cutty this scene. And I'm like, well, maybe I wanted it cutty because it's a fast paced scene and I don't want to do your slow pans all the time. But I feel like that back and forth is healthy because there's actually like, it feels like two people playing the same sport, you know? There's some like marksmanship to the way that we're engaging. But when it's the other thing, when they're like, I would never do that. I'm like, okay, well, tell me why. And they can't back it up, or their reasons are insane, just that their taste is, you know, that's the thing that I can't engage with, you know? This job can be very like isolating. I find that I start to like, you know, if not for therapy, I'd be so screwed because you have all these things that keep building up and bubbling up, and you have no one else to share it with because very few people do what we do.
You know, I did that. I'm sure you're familiar with it. Silvio says to Tony, or Tony says to Silvio, "You got no idea what it's like to be number one." Blah blah blah. That was okay.
Was that you venting about?
Yeah. And it was Stevie, because, you know, Stevie and I have had conversations about his relationship with other people he's worked with. yeah, that was me venting. But I know it doesn't sound like it, but also I thought some people will get it and they'll realize that it's being funny.
Mm-hmm.
I hope.
Yeah. I think people do. I think more and more. It's been interesting to see like people's reactions, and even at the Cinematheque screening that we did, where I had the pleasure of moderating, you, Terry, and Steve. That it was just nonstop laughter. Both episodes, I found.
Both episodes?
Yeah, I thought so. It was just like certainly more laughter than my premiere last night for Beef.
No, there's a lot of laughter.
Oh no, those 2 episodes. Pine Barrens was just nonstop.
Okay. Pine Barrens is just funny as shit. It's just really funny, and so compared to it, of course, I felt that Proshai Lavushka was not funny.
No, there were so many laughs. And but all that to say, I feel like when I just remember when watching it, 25 years ago, that on a Sunday in front of the TV, I don't remember laughing that much because I think at the time it felt very dramatic. It was very propulsive.
It's a strange thing with that show because I don't think it took a while for people to say, "Oh, this is funny."
Yeah.
It took a while for that to catch on. It took 20 years actually.
Were you when people didn't get that it was funny? Was that disappointing?
No.
No, you're just
no, because I wasn't trying to write a comedy.
I
was just trying to write that show. I was trying to write life.
Yeah,
and it was also very difficult. No, it wasn't very difficult. The reason that show was good was because of the cast, and what it was about them. None of them were trying to be funny.
Exactly.
They were just saying the lines as they felt them.
But you were writing those, like, for example, when Tony, I think it was season 5 maybe, where he doesn't cheat for the first time with the real estate agent, and then he comes home, and then the first thing he does is he opens the fridge and he's like, "What does a guy got to do to get some turkey around here?" Like that's. I'm sure when you're writing that, that's supposed to be funny.
Is it funny or humorous?
To me, it's the funny.
See that's the kind of thing that went on in my house. Just these abrupt changes of mood, and everything's going fine, and then you got to bring that up, and that was happening all the time. So to me, it was only just writing honestly, whether it's honestly or not. To me, it felt like reality.
So do you find that you also find that psychology that you're of these characters funnier as you get older? Was it less funny to you earlier on?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think they're funnier now.
Yeah.
I mean, it blew me away. I mean, Pine Barrens just blew me away at the Egyptian.
It was incredible. Yeah. I mean, I've seen that episode maybe, I can't even count how many times now, and it just always discovering new things too.
You know what my least favorite joke is?
What?
The guy's he killed 17 Czechoslovakians. He's an interior decorator.
Yes.
His house looked like shit. That's my least favorite joke.
Why?
I don't know.
It's so good.
It seems so easy to me. I mean, listen, it's funny, but I don't know. It's just so easy to me. And I've talked with Terry about it. I think I have.
Yeah.
I mean, I love the episode. I love Terry's writing. He's a genius. He's better than me. But I don't know. That's why I said to you, my least favorite is what everybody else's favorite joke is my least favorite.
So then when you have a joke like that where it's your least favorite, why do you keep it in?
I guess I didn't hear it. I read it on the page, and I didn't hear the delivery, and I didn't hear how stupid Paulie sounded. Both of them sounded. It was like they were all. That was over the top to me.
But there must be a part of you, and I'm very curious because this happens to me too, where like I'll really not like something, and then either Jake or my editor or someone will be like, "You got to keep that in," like, blah, and I'll begrudgingly do it. Mm-hmm. Like if I really hate something, it's not gonna be in the show, Like I'll oh yeah, I'll blow up the shot structure to make sure that we can edit around something.
Right.
But if it's like, what I wouldn't do that, but other people seem to love it.
Exactly.
You know, I'm just like, all right.
Who am I to, yeah. I mean, do you have a favorite line or a hated line? I don't. What? I don't hate that line. Let me get that straight. I don't hate that line about the interior decorator. It just, I don't know.
I think I have I mean, definitely in Beef, I'm trying to think of season 1. There's definitely lines where I thought it wasn't going to hit as hard. Like, there's a line that people love that didn't come from me. It was one of the writers, Alice Jew, really smart younger writer. She's got her own show now that's coming out on Peacock. But she came up with the line, Western therapy doesn't work on Eastern minds, which is a great line.
Yeah.
But, sometimes when it's like writing so perfect like that, that's like a very clever line, right? Like it's like it's someone really smart came up with that.
Well, it seems kind of studied.
It feels very studied, and it was supposed to be. It came from the mouth of Stephen Yun, who's playing this lower class, hustling character. So part of me bristled, where I'm like that doesn't feel like something you would say.
Lower order, whatever you want to say, hustling people come up with brilliant things.
Yes, exactly.
And you got to have that stuff in it, otherwise.
Yes. So I justified it in my head that he probably read that somewhere, loved it, and now like says it over and over and over again. So that's how like I was like, okay, we can keep that in. But then I'm so glad we did, because people that's probably, I don't have a lot of quotable lines from the show. I found like Beef doesn't have, people don't seem to quote it that much, but that's the one thing that they do quote is that line. So,
it's a great line.
Yeah.
I mean,
I'm glad we kept it, but it was one of those things where I'm like I want to write that, but I'm going to just trust that other people seem to really like it.
Well, that's why it's called a collaborative medium,
Yeah, exactly. Right? I've always wanted to ask you, and I haven't gotten a chance to yet. How did you go about picking the needle drops in your episodes?
How did I go about it?
Yeah, do you some people have like a collection of songs that they pick from, or they're like, oh, I know I'll kind of want to use these songs someday. Some people are just like staring at the scene in the edit, and then just something comes to you inspired, and then you try a song over it.
Well, before we talk about that, let's talk about the score.
Okay.
Obviously, you felt that was necessary. Mm-hmm. That amount of it was necessary.
That's a lot, yes.
Very good score, but a lot.
Yeah.
But a very good score.
Thank you.
And you're happy with it?
Extremely happy with it. It was very tough. We had much less score season 1 because season 1 was more about 2 really lonely, isolated people that didn't, even their relationships were kind of like one-way streets. And so I found that anytime we tried to do any score with like melody to it, it just didn't, it got like weird and like cheesy feeling.
Really?
So most of season 1 score is very percussive. It's just like kind of tension building percussion. And I knew pretty early on when we were writing season 2, because it's all about love and marriage, and there's so much emotion, and all their relationships are two-way streets. Like, we do hopefully care that these people end up together or not. That I knew I needed to switch composers and go with Finneas, because I was just obsessed with the way he writes music. It's so emotive, and he's able to like just pull at your heartstrings very elegantly and simply. So, we early on were like, I know this is going to have a lot of wall-to-wall score.
You did know that?
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, even Jake and I, when we were shooting the cold open for episode 1, that's like a 9-minute cold open, which it's like way too long. And you're intercutting between the two couples constantly. We didn't tell anybody, but Jake and I like kind of both, like without even having to tell each other, knew like, oh, this will be wall-to-wall score for the cold open.
Oh, really?
Yeah. We tried it without. It just, there's almost
what was it like without?
Felt like it was missing almost like the hand of God, I think there's a lot of fun of that there's something bigger looming above these characters or under these characters, tying them up.
The hand of God or the brain of the creator of the scene?
I think more. I think truly. I mean more like that. There is a, outside of the four characters, these two couples, you're kind of missing the fifth character of Fate.
Fate.
Yeah. Oh, that there is something bigger than them, kind of pushing the two cars together to crash.
Mm-hmm.
And even as we were doing like the first 3 episodes, we kept telling Finneas, hey, like this is feeling like too like serious or too funny. Like we kind of need to like the score needs to almost feel like God, knowing that there's other stuff coming. There has to be like something ominous.
Oh, other stuff coming. That's interesting.
Yeah, like a feeling of dread. And even if it's like a scene that there's no dread to it, it's just like a minutia scene about, two characters like.
Yeah, but if you go da 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 in that scene, you're going to say, "Well, something's going to happen."
Yeah,
right?
exactly.
Yeah.
Like I don't know why. That's why we use a lot of arpeggios, just kind of this like looming melody that goes up and down of like, I don't know why I'm feeling this way, but something's not good.
Now, I wasn't paying attention to it this way, but so what was it? An orchestra or was it electronic or?
It was mostly synths.
It was.
Yeah. Because, I don't know if you did this with Sopranos much, but like, or on your film, like I always had the grand designs of, I'm going to get the composer started early and we'll have our own original cues to use when we edit. And then that never works out. And so then you end up temping with, other existing score. And when we were trying to temp our first 2 episodes, like nothing was working. I was just like, oh, this show's a disaster. Like, I don't know. It's unscorable because it was like, like if you put too serious of music on there, then everything feels so melodramatic. And then if it's too light, then it feels too broad. Like the comedy's too zany, and it just makes you feel like I'm a terrible writer.
Trombone wah.
Yeah. And then something worked when we put John Carpenter underneath some of the stuff.
Really?
Yeah. It felt like it made me as an audience feel like, oh, I am in good hands because it feels like the whoever's making this knows that the tone of this is a little bit heightened.
John Carpenter.
Yeah.
The John Carpenter.
The John Carpenter.
Boy, that's interesting.
So that's why we landed on synths, because we were like, oh, for some reason Carpenter's working on here. Like, let's go like heavy on the synths.
You used John Carpenter and it pointed the way.
Yeah. Yeah. It was.
Wow.
And I think it is because of that ominous thing. You put Carpenter under there with those synths, you just felt like this is a normal scene at a country club. And it's just like someone texting while their general manager's watching them. But now that there's synths under it and it's Carpenter, you felt like, oh, I don't know. There's no monster, but there is something looming. And it felt like the right amount of like wink at the audience too. It's not like.
Okay, so you had no violence and killing. So you had to do something.
Yes, yeah, exactly. And so it's a little bit of a cheat, but then
No, it's not.
But then what was weird is once we got to the back half with actual high stakes going on, the Carpenter stuff didn't work anymore.
Isn't that amazing?
So then we actually had to pull that back, and then we ended up going more percussive in the back half because, it's like a weird balancing act,
See, I don't really understand score that well.
I don't really either, clearly, because I tried everything. It took me a long time to find Carpenter.
What an idea, though. That's great.
Oh, thank you. I mean, you, in my head, really created the idea of needle drops ending shows.
Needle drop endings.
Yes. Like, I don't know that I ever clocked that in television until Sopranos, how to use it. And in the room, I constantly told writers all the time, like someone would pitch a song to end the show and it'd be like too on the nose. And I kept telling people, no, what we're chasing is what The Sopranos did, which is what I love. It's like I was always so surprised by the choices. I'm like, I don't know how David landed here, but this is the last thing I'd ever imagined for the scene, but it made me want to lean in and interpret and get in your brain of like, I wonder why he's using this right now.
Wow. I mean, that makes me feel great to hear that. Thank you.
Oh, thank you.
I wonder, is that over? Should I forget that now? Have I done enough of that?
What do you mean?
The needle drop ending.
I don't think it's. I'm doing it every single episode. You know, I think if when it works really well. And I'm so curious what your process was like when were you just kind of like, obviously the biggest one that everyone talks about is Don't Stop Believing.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's such a wild choice. There's so many other things but it's I can't imagine it any other way.
I don't think we ever used any crappy songs.
No.
Which would be a way of going.
Sure.
I could tell you the whole thing came about is that
Please.
it says here in this notes that I was given that I think that's in here. It says that I wanted to be a musician, a professional musician. That's not really the case. I was in a band when I was, after the Stones came out.
Mm-hmm.
I had been, I took drum lessons and jazz drumming. I was really into that. Buddy Rich, Gene Krupa, Max Roach. I loved all that stuff.
Yeah.
So like a lot of guys my age, I wanted to be the Rolling Stones. And my friends and I formed a band. We never played one date, not one. Why not? We were too good.
Oh.
Mm-hmm. And we're not going to share this. We have to. It has to be better before we have to really get it all worked out. That on some way, that's kind of where we were at. We were more comfortable living in this fantasy that we already were there.
Yeah, yeah.
So my friend Donnie was like the king of rock and roll in our town. And he had a band before this, an instrumental band like the Ventures called the Earthquakes. And 4 guys, and all of them were my friends. And I played the drums, but I wasn't picked. So in 1967, I told him, I'm thinking of going to film school. That's what I said to him. The other guitar player, Pete, he said, well, okay, but, I don't think you'll ever be anything more than the drummer in my band. Well, number one, it's not your band. And thank you, because that's more inspiring than anything my parents ever said. Then I said to Donnie at some point, I said, you know what? I'm not going to use classical music like they do in movies. That's what I thought score was.
Yeah.
He said, no, what do you mean? He's the king of rock and roll. I said, no, I'm going to use rock and roll. He said, don't do that. I said, what do you mean? He said, don't do that. Don't use rock and roll. But see, also, they had used rock and roll in Easy Rider. Then I went to see Mean Streets, and like that motherfucker, he had Be My Baby, started it on, boom, boom, boom. Well, I was in heaven.
Yeah.
I went crazy.
Yeah.
Then there was a song from the 50s called You by the Aquatones. A very sad, almost religious kind of song. And it went off, it was never on any oldies shows because there was some legal problem with it. So halfway through the movie, he's one great, track after another. On comes You. And I'm just like, I think I did start crying.
Wow.
And then I got to be a producer in TV. I used You 3 times in 3 different series. Anyway, that's how it all. So when you say what is your instinct? I don't know.
So it really was just songs you loved that you just found spots for, or I
didn't love all of them. Most of them I did.
Yeah.
And I can see why. They some of them were really great.
It's funny you say that because when we were working on season 1, I kept telling the writers' room, I'm like, I want to get that feeling that David got with The Sopranos with those needle drops, and like I don't know like 60s and 70s rock as well, and like should we use this song, and then because originally I had like a bunch of 90s songs that set for season 1, and one of the writers, Alex Russell, he was like, Sonny, just stick to your 90s thing, because 90s music to you is what those 60s rock songs were to David.
Yeah.
So you don't have to go do the 60s rock, just do the thing that you grew up with.
Yeah.
And that like turned something
That
on in
helped,
my head.
right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I was like, oh, okay, I'm just going to go dive deep into my teenage years and just pick stuff that I loved.
It's weird, right? So how old are you, and you're using your favorite songs as a teenager?
Yeah.
In this career-bending show, or maybe you'll get fired, you know?
Yeah, it was very, and at the time too, I 90s hadn't really like hadn't come full circle back yet, and I did have some people in my life, because I was rediscovering like all my old like favorite albums. I was just playing them nonstop, and just like people in my life were like, "Why are you listening to so much 90s music right now? Like, can you turn it off?"
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, no, I think this is it. Like, I'm like feeling like myself again,
Wow.
And so, yeah,
it's great. It's a great. Oh, it's when it works, it's my favorite part of the whole operation.
Yes.
Is putting the song on the, throwing things on it and trying it.
When it hits, it's the best.
It's it. You know it.
Yes.
And what happened with us? They started sending us stuff.
Oh, really?
Record companies, started sending us stuff. People you've never heard of and haven't heard of since. There was some Russian band group, a girl group, and I thought, that's great. Let's use that, because it worked,
Yeah.
And that was like 2006 or something.
When you look back at the show, I mean,
I have to give credit also to Martin Brucely, who was our post-production supervisor, who picked a lot of the music. He picked more of and I always get confused, source music.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. One last thing I wanted to ask you, like, which I think it's like I relate to so much, because I'm the same way. Like, when we were doing the Cinematheque screening, you talked to the audience about how the VFX in the second episode of season 3 has driven you crazy for quite some time. And similarly for me, there's this one VFX in the finale of episode 1 that didn't last year that didn't get uploaded correctly, and so the plants freeze. Like, you see them moving and suddenly they freeze, and it drives me nuts, and I need to open it up again and try to upload it. When you watch old episodes, like, are there things that you really, really wish you could go back and change, or things that you feel like either?
Yeah, sure. I don't watch it much. I don't really watch it. I would say most of those episodes I haven't seen since the Sunday night they broadcast.
Oh, wow.
I mean, sometimes I've gone back to see who, if I'm like trying to cast somebody, what was that guy? Who was that? I mean, I've done some of it, and I've done it at these events, but I haven't seen Christopher, and now I'm thinking, oh yeah.
Do you find that when you watched it, the 2 episodes at the screening, my head, when I watch stuff back, it's hard for me to enjoy, because I'm like, oh, that camera lens was wrong, or that why we're at that height.
I think the further away you get from it, I mean, this is like 20, 25 years for me. So when I look at it, I go, oh, okay.
Yeah.
Because I'm not in the process anymore. I'm not in the process where I'm thinking, God damn it, 3 more frames, and all those stupid things you're thinking.
Yeah.
They go away. You're just watching it because you don't remember it.
Oh, God, I can't wait for that.
I'm telling you, it's good. You'll like it.
The one last thing I wanted to ask you too is about what you're writing now. I know you don't want to probably talk about too in depth, but I'm just so fascinated that you keep circling and coming back to MK Ultra and that era and LSD, and it just feels like almost a spiritual next step, given that where Sopranos ended and some of the existential deeper themes that you were examining, that really feels like the companion that to carry forth those themes. I'm curious, is that sort of like your main passion project right now?
I mean, well, it's silly. There's 2. There's a movie that I've been working on it for 6 years. A movie about MK Ultra and some other things, and then there's the series for HBO, which I thought to myself, how did I get myself into this jam where I'm doing 2 projects about the same thing? And I blame my agent because he made me go down. He made me go down and talk to Casey Bloys about it. So you can't option that book. You have to clear. You have a deal at HBO. I went down there and I thought so. He said I'll buy it. So now I have 2. But now I'm really excited about it because it can be completely different.
Yeah. No, I can't wait to see what you do with that.
There is so much there. Yeah. Oh my God.
I feel like it's such a fertile ground for you to talk about and express even more deeply some of these like deeper life questions and
yeah. Well, it starts in 1954, and that was America at its top. Right? We'd beaten the Nazis. The economy was great.
Yeah.
Our science was better than anybody's. We had everything going for us. And then you go into the 60s and...
I mean, it's so funny how things are cyclical.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. Here we are again.
Well, this, I can't wait to see yours on the air.
Oh, thank you.
It will be different, right?
I hope so. But no.
What do you watch at home? What do you watch it on?
I usually watch it on my TV, but then I don't know if you find this because we spend so much time color grading the show. It's so hard to get that TV to replicate the color grade properly. And the only thing that replicates it exactly is an iPad Pro. So I sadly watch the episodes mostly now on the iPad Pro because my eye is so used to it's so depressing.
It's sad.
It's just all that work and it's like
sad.
Me in a room with a little iPad, you know.
That's great.
2026, that's where we're at. But
that's incredible.
I mean, I think we covered a lot. That's just delightful as always.
Same here.
Yeah. I could do this for hours.
I think
one more
we could
time?
do a little bit better with you.
Okay.
I'm joking.
No. I'll do whatever David wants.